Gargano.
How are y'all feeling?
This next speaker is a woman who has redefined what's possible, not just for herself, but for thousands of others. An award-winning fitness coach, former biochemist who traded test tubes for pull bars and keynote stages, and is a 6-time American Ninja Warrior.
And I just want to show you how my first day went. First obstacle I ever tried. Yeah, dropped the bar on my nose. So things were going great.
Her framework is helping organizations, teams, and individuals break through burnout, failure,
And that's exactly what you can do too.
and step into their next level of power and performance.
How many of you have had a moment like this? Maybe it wasn't tearing your ACL. Maybe it was that deal that unexpectedly fell through. Maybe it was that setback that came out of nowhere. Maybe it was that breakup that you weren't expecting. I think what happens in these moments is that we get stuck and we don't know what to do next. And you really start to question everything. When one door closes, another one opens, but nobody talks about the hallway in between. And that's where we spend the most of our time. And we don't know if or when the next door is actually going to open. But maybe, just maybe, you wouldn't be so scared to take the first step if you knew how to navigate that hallway, if you felt confident in that path. I started to realize that if I wasn't living my life by design, I was living it by default. If I was living my life by design, that meant I didn't need the perfect body. I didn't need the perfect plan. I just needed to show up perfectly and perfectly because we think that we need to be perfect, but what we actually need to be is consistent. That's exactly what I did. I showed up at the gym every single day, perfectly imperfect, using everything I had except for my leg. And I started to post about this transparently on social media. People started messaging me, and I started to realize, you know what? I'm gonna try and come back on this show 11 months later.
I sit in these audience all the time, and you were just amazing.
This next step in the hallway key is identify what you can control. Ask yourself, are you waiting for the perfect time to get started? What if we reframe what perfect and consistent is? Perfect is all those glasses full up here. Consistent is I'm gonna show up and I'm just gonna do with what I have. I think sometimes we don't think we can do it because we don't feel like we have the time or we make it really complicated. So I'm gonna simplify for you. You're gonna design a system for your foundation that actually fits your busy life.
Was so inspiring. I think everybody in the room is just ready to take the first step and do the things.
Loved your story. It was amazing.
Part of the process in adapting is realizing that success is not a straight line. If you knew that you were 26 failures away from success, how quickly would you go on that line and just keep failing? And I wasn't confident either. I would go in and try that obstacle that I got hurt on in the gym, and I would just keep thinking to myself, what if I fail? What if this goes wrong? What if I get hurt again? And then I decided, you know what? I don't really like the answer to those questions, so I'm gonna ask myself a different one. So I asked myself, what if it all goes right? What if it all goes right?
What if it all goes right?
What if it all goes right? And with that newfound knowledge, I realized that this sparked something that was way more than confidence could ever provide. This is something called conviction. And conviction doesn't mean you're certain. It doesn't mean you never doubt yourself. Conviction means you refuse to stop. And you have the undeniable belief that you will do it, even if it seems impossible and a little bit delusional. And that became the next step in the hallway key, which is take delusional action. Because some of the most powerful decisions that you will make in your life, they will feel slightly delusional. So ask yourself, what if it all goes right?
I just want to tell you, I'm so happy to be here today.
Confidence is a feeling.
I wrote down what I thought my goal was. Oh, actually, that's not big enough.
But conviction is a decision. And when you have that, you literally become unstoppable. I used all this courage, this consistency and conviction, and you bet I got the call for next season.
Who knows all about falling and getting back up? This is Angela Gargano.
And if there's one thing that I want you to do today, just one thing, I want you to take one courageous step. Send the email, make the call, post the content, because once you take the first, then you'll take the second, then you'll take the third, and all of a sudden you'll be doing things that you never thought were possible.